The new HLTV 3.0 rating has shaken the esports scene and forced everyone to reconsider how the actions of individual players influence a team's victory. In this video, we will look at the three most important differences between the new rating and the old one, then dispel a few myths, and also find out what the creators themselves think about it. This is the Steam Inventory Helper team, and before we talk about the rating, we want to remind you about our new feature. Now you can view detailed statistics of all the items that have dropped from cases on your account since the moment it was created. To do this, install the Steam Inventory Helper extension. Then open the history from the inventory or by using the quick access buttons on the left side of the screen. Click Refresh Data and wait until the extension reads and structures the history of case openings on the account. The obtained data is arranged into a chart where you can see which items and in what quality have dropped the most, as well as from which cases they were received. So, the first change, assist value. The damage threshold required for an assist account has been returned to 40 points instead of 25. Goal, to make earning assists less cheap for entry fraggers, who often do just a little damage, and more meaningful for players who truly contribute to the kill. Second, Eco-adaptation. This is the main and most significant change. In the old rating, all kills counted the same, regardless of the opponent's equipment. Now, the value of a kill depends on the cost of the enemy's weapons and armor. A kill against an anti-eco, when the opponent has pistols and no armor, gives roughly half the points of a normal round. By normal, I mean gun rounds, when both teams have equal weapons. Then a kill gives the standard amount of points, let's say 1 point. A kill during an eco, when you only have a pistol but the opponent has rifles, is worth significantly more points, for example 1.65. Goal, to punish players who farm useless eco kills and reward those who make difficult, impactful frags in equal or disadvantageous situations. It's logical to assume that this change nerfs the AWP heavily, since the weapon's cost now partly determines its value. The sniper rifle is an expensive gun. Under Eco-adaptation, a kill with the AWP is considered less valuable, because you already have a huge advantage in firepower and cost. The system looks at the equipment of the player who gets the kill, not just the target. If you have a rifle, your kills will weigh less in the rating compared to someone making the same kills with cheaper weapons, and especially with pistols. But it's not all bad. As compensation, snipers now gain extra points through a new metric, which we'll discuss next. The third change, round impact. Round swing is a completely new metric that evaluates how much a specific action by a player affected their team's chances of winning the round. How it works: the system calculates the probability of a team's victory before and after each kill, death, bomb plant, and so on. The difference in probability swing is awarded to the player. Here are some examples. An entry frag in a 5 versus 5 greatly increases win probability and gives lots of points. The team that loses the first player not only loses firepower but also suffers a tactical hit. It becomes much harder to cover positions or create local man advantages. A kill in a 3 versus 3 post plant, where CT chances are already slim, is also highly valuable. In simple terms, when the bomb is planted and defended by 3 players, retaking without a man advantage is very difficult. The one who first creates that advantage for the retaking side earns the maximum swing. A death in a winning situation, for example 5 versus 2, is punished heavily. This happens when players, feeling confident about victory, push where they shouldn't or take unnecessary re-peaks. That's exactly what the new rating penalizes. Winning a clutch brings a huge amount of points since the player single-handedly decides the round. There is a good example from the rare Atom versus Lin Vision match. On Ancient, Zaka, with 9 frags and about 50 average damage, ended up equal in rating to Emilia, who had 112 damage, 20 frags, and a 1.5 KD. The difference came from round impact. Zaka won 2 clutches, essentially securing 2 rounds for his team by himself. The first clutch happened in the pistol round of the second half. Left in a 1 versus 2, Zaka took both opponents and saved his team's economy for the next few rounds.
Zaka up in onto the site will be able to get that trade onto Kaze, and now it's into a 1v1. What a shot with the Glock.
The second clutch stopped the opponent's force buy, which nearly turned the game around. His play delayed their chance for a full buy by at least 1 more round.
Unknown in the cubby. There is going to be eyes on his position. Still beats him with the 5-7. Oh, spots him on the wide swing, but the smoke makes it awkward. Lovely headshot and a chance, but No connection for the third. Tiger on the flank side brings it back to the 1v1 and isn't expecting the big swing Zaka. Swift trade.
Another example comes from the semi-finals of the 2025 World Championship, where Vitality lost to the Mongols. On the first map, the Mongols won 13-8. Blitz got 22 frags, a 2.0 KD and 110 ADR, but he still ended up with a lower rating than Mizi, who had noticeably weaker stats but the maximum impact in each of the 8 rounds his team won. The purpose of this metric is to reflect the real influence of each action, not just count statistics. A kill in a clutch is more valuable than a kill against an eco, a comprehensive approach. It's important to understand that rating 3.0 doesn't rely only on round swing. Fundamentally, the rating stands on 2 pillars: the eco-adapted version of the old 2.1 rating, which tracks kills, damage, survival, and so on. The new round swing metric. These 2 components balance each other perfectly. Round swing shows impact well, but on its own it favors roles that play late rounds. Lurkers, anchors. Yes, they win clutches and decide rounds, but the team has already done the dirty work for them, trading utility, armor, and chipping away HP. That preparatory work is still accounted for by the eco-adapted version of the old rating.
Но, как я и сказал, новый рейтинг больше соответствует моим субъективным ощущениям от моего перформанса. То есть, если брать просто вот матч заканчивается, да, и, допустим, у меня есть какие-то ощущения по поводу того, насколько я хорошо сыграл, то вот новый рейтинг совпадает с этим субъективным мнением лучше, чем предыдущий рейтинг.
А у тебя он вырос?
Now, about the myths. The overall game score still isn't considered. A kill at 11-1 is worth no more than a kill at 11-11. There's no dependence on individual skill. A kill on Donk is not valued more than a kill on anyone else. The system only considers equipment and round context, not the name of the opponent. There are no hidden magical metrics. Positioning, flick speed, unusual moves, the difficulty of the kill, these are not included because they cannot be measured objectively. But I think that very soon neural networks will start reviewing matches, finding links between players' subtle actions and round wins, and giving their verdicts. This could become part of the rating in the future, gaining more weight in the final calculations over time. And here's what the creators themselves think. The 3.0 rating is optimized for evaluating players over the course of an entire tournament or a long period, not for analyzing a single map, or especially a single round. On small samples, such as one map, it might look strange because of a single clutch, but over a long distance it reflects a player's real value to the team much more accurately than previous versions, since it finally accounts for economy and round context. This was Steam Inventory Helper. See you next time.